How you doing, guys? Girls, ladies, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for waiting. Certainly good to get the guys out here for a scrimmage. Great to have our fans out here. It's certainly a big part of what we do here at Autzen Stadium. It's just great to see them, and we're very grateful for them being here. We know they want to be a big part of September 4th, and we can't wait to see them. Overall, like the usual first scrimmage, some good stuff, some stuff that is not so good, needs to be cleaned up. Things we're looking for besides execution and effort were some of the intangible things, the communication, being able to maintain eye discipline, the ability to substitute properly, finish plays, which is part of effort, of course. A lot of those things showed up at times, and other times it didn't. I thought the defense came out fast, came out really, really strong. Caused some issues for the offense. Offense caused its own issues too with some penalties. It was good to see because, not the penalties of course, but the defense coming out strong. Offensively, felt like in the springtime the offense probably got the most, the better of the defense today. Early on, the defense showed up big. After that, playing situational football, the offense did well in the red zone, did well at the goal line. 2-minute drill, a couple guys stepped in and made some really big plays. So overall, a lot of good film to learn off of. And week 1 in camp is in the books. Got to get ready for week 2.
Looked like a lot of the guys who arrived in the summer really showed out among the true freshmen, including like Isaiah, Seven, Byron. What do you see from them offensively?
These guys are good football players. Seven showed up also in the return game. You saw him back there, plenty of confidence in him. Just very natural at it. Also, his ability to make people miss and create plays, just make explosive plays, impressive. Troy was off tonight, but Troy has been making some really big plays in camp. Isaiah really showed up big tonight. Maliki, Terrence Ferguson, both those guys really showed up big. Byron as well. That's important to know. Kingsley, Kingsley played really well in his time in there. Also, Jackson Powers Johnson did not play tonight. He got a little bit dinged up. You saw we got some camp tweaks out there. Some guys working with trainers on the side. Don't think we have anything major, but enough to hold some guys out tonight or have limited playing time tonight. Just all in all, yeah, the young guys are showing up, and they're showing up big.
Defensively, you're in a spot because of necessity, because you're talking about things. The secondary, you're out a whole unit. The strong side backer, you're down 3 of your top 4 guys. Yet, those positions, I thought played quite well tonight. I thought your secondary did really well.
Played all right. We got to set edges better. Especially when some of the stuff we won't get into detail about scheme, but we have to set edges better. We pressured the quarterback well. We certainly can work edges. We can in the passing game. We're very explosive, we're fast, we can close on ball carriers, we can close on quarterbacks. Seemed like we played man coverage a lot better today, press man, off man. Some of our match stuff we did really, really well. Just all in all, a lot of guys are getting experience and they're performing well, and we expect them to.
How do you assess Dante and Quez at this point, just in terms of the competition between the two of them? I know it's going to always be ongoing, but at this point,
yeah, those two get after it now, and they, they're also good friends. But there's no when we go out to practice, they know it's straight business, and we appreciate them for that because competition should never be a threatening thing over here. They embrace it. Let me go back. They don't embrace it; they attack it.
Coach, I don't
they
think
attack it the right way, and we think that because of their approach to it, they become better football players, and they gain a lot of confidence from their teammates. You watch whenever they make a play, their teammates rally to them. That's really important.
Coach, I don't think the running backs ran 2 times in a row. Was that by design to passing game mostly today? I think the running backs ran 2 times in a row. Handoff.
You mean the same guy twice in a row?
Not the same guy, just a running back twice in a row.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably, from a rotational standpoint, probably didn't get the same guy to go twice in a row. So.
No, I just meant running plays twice in a row.
Gotcha.
Okay.
How would you assess the play at quarterback from Anthony in particular and the other guys?
Anthony early I thought was had some pressure, delivered some good balls. Some were accurate, some were not. I thought some really bright moments. Other ones he'd like to have back. I thought he did a good job getting out of pressure, coming out of some collapsed pockets and making some plays with his feet. Had to watch the rest on film. We threw a couple young receivers in there with the ones and got to make sure they were running the right route at times. All in all, there's some pluses, some minuses, things to fix. Young quarterbacks went in there, did a nice job. Thought they all had their moments. They all moved the ball at times. With those the live racks, we were trying to get 12 reps with each unit. So that sometimes you saw us 3 and out, punt the ball, and then all of a sudden we're driving at the 35-yard line and then call it dead while we're approaching 13 and 14 plays. We're trying to get 25 to 30 live plays with those guys and then go to thud. So that's why that worked out that way. But when that did happen, guys got some reps, and they made the most of it.
What's, I guess, the next couple of days for you guys? I know you're taking a couple days off.
Oh no,
No?
no,
Not tomorrow?
not ever, man. That's not gonna happen.
We're just taking that.
Well, I guess your days off now by NCAA rule, by new legislation or last year's legislation, is that you can have them for 2 hours and it has to be meetings. It cannot be walkthrough at all. So what we'll do is we'll review this film with them. They'll have treatment. They'll have yoga, voluntary. We'll have a guest speaker come in and address them. We always try to drive a powerful message home at least once a week, sometimes twice, and we got a good guest speaker coming in. And they should be done by 2 o'clock, but Monday it's right back at it. I believe we're in shells. We should be in shells on Monday, have a certain amount of days in full pads and other times in shells. But we'll be right back to our typical, mixed down stuff, red zone stuff, some more 2-minute work, probably some 4-minute, 2-minute work before we head into more situational stuff on Tuesday, like the new overtime rules. The officials today were here, David Coleman and his associates. This was a live crew, and besides the pre-snap penalties, there was some clean football going on. The frustrating stuff was the pre-snap stuff, and that's a couple different things: focus and concentration, number one. Number two, level of urgency of getting set. When you take a long time to get set and that motion's a little bit slow, you can hear everybody. I can hear you talking sometimes. You know what I mean? So I think some of those things can help us be a better operation.
Ty Thompson, definitely a guy that looked pretty good out there today. I thought, ball coming out fast and, taking some shots at tight windows. What are maybe some parts of his game that maybe look ahead of schedule of your typical freshman?
I think he hit it on the head. He was decisive tonight. When there was pressure, he found the way out most of the time. Towards the end of the game, towards the end of the 2-minute drill, he didn't eat the ball. Sometimes a freshman will say, I don't want to throw an interception, he'll eat the ball, the clock runs out, you're dead. Now that one scenario, he got lucky, had 1 second on the clock. But aside from that, he was very precise for most of the evening. Thought he made good decisions in the running game as well. The RPO decisions, it looked like they were really good. He's a really good football player, man. The sky's the limit for Ty. I thought Butterfield did really good. Robbie was limited today, only because he had been dinged up early in the week. Nothing too bad, but we only gave him a couple of series today, but you saw him go right down the field. Him and Isaiah hooked up, I think, 3 times in the same drive. So all in all, just these quarterbacks are coming, and we feel like we have a lot of confidence in them.
Trevin's one of those third-year freshmen, hasn't seen a lot of opportunity, but because of this week, because of the strong side, he's got a lot tonight. What have you seen from him, not just tonight, over the course of this week on film?
Few people in this world deserve it as much as Trevin does. Last year was such a hard year for those guys. No off season, and then 6 games of a regular season. It's hard to count that as a year for those guys. We look at him as a second-year freshman. A lot of those guys. What do I see from him? 265 pounds. When he got here, he was about 228, 235 pounds. Relentless worker, tremendous attitude. Teammates love him. Just keeps getting better and better. Has become really physical. Uses his hands a lot better. He can set edges really well now. He's thick, and he's learned to work edges in the passing game. He's made himself a formidable pass rusher. He's going to help us this year.
You talked about Cam and his journey. Both him and his mom had really credited you for instilling and maintaining the confidence over 3 years. Why, as you've seen plenty of players medically retire, why did you maintain that confidence that this could continue? And then you're seeing the fruits of it. You're seeing I know it's a day at a time, put it back on the field.
Oh, all the credit goes to Cam. I love the fact that, they say those kind of words, but it's, any time you just go until when you stay with someone until they just really can't go anymore. And Cam's got just a ginormous heart. He's a great football player now. I think people forget what a great player he was, but it's been a long time. And his heart is completely in it, and that's the very least we could do, is stick by him, stick with him, have his back 100%. I think this is going to end really well for him. So just, again, a great family, deserves an opportunity, deserves, football's unforgiving sometimes, but we see it that this is going to end well because he's continuing to progress and hopefully get another jump, another big jump in his recovery.
More in the same position group, but thoughts on the young tight ends, Maliki, Terrence, how they did tonight?
Oh, they did well. You guys saw it. They corner balls, digs, and they caught a lot of different passes. I think what makes us a little bit different is that we're big at that position and physical, so we get in line and block that C gap, play action, pass, protect, and we could also stretch the field. So those guys they're young, and heck, we were just at prom like 2.5 months ago. Those guys really haven't seen much of college ball, but Those guys are 250 pounds, 250 and 263 pounds, respectively, Terrence and Mo. Tremendous ball skills, both of them. They both can run, insane amount of pride. And these guys came here early so they can play. And they put themselves in a position where they're going to play and contribute this year. Really proud of those guys.
Today was the first time we'd seen DJ Johnson. Good to have him back with the team.
It really is. Really is. Good to have him back. DJ certainly did a great job for us last year, so looking forward to him getting him rolling again.
Swinson.
Go ahead. No, do it.
Swinson looks like he was one of the guys that cut the most weight this offseason. I believe it was around 35 pounds. Can you shed some light on what went into that decision?
Well, I don't know if it's 35. I think he got himself to 260. I think sometimes those weights, I see him sometimes, and I'm like, well, we got to be a little bit more accurate. But that's my fault, and I got to make sure that they are. He's down about 20. He's at the 243 range, 244. Here's the thing about Braden is he's an exceptional athlete for a large guy. Excuse me. He's explosive. He's long. He's got a lot of range. The guy could bend. Tremendous flexibility. A lot of pride. He's very young. Like he's a young, second-year player, and he's putting it all together now. This week in practice was probably the player that took the biggest jump of anybody at any position. Okay, that's Braden Swinson. He did it in the run game, setting edges. He did it in the run game, taking on double teams, which was, when you're a freshman and you're an edge player, that's one of the most difficult things that you have to do. When you're called upon to do that and you've never done it before, at least not with guys that know, what they're doing, where they're going, it's very difficult. He did a great job with that. And then as a pass rusher, he just continues to progress more and more and more. This is going to be a really big year for Braden.
How often do you encounter, talking about versatility about him, you've got him in a hand in the dirt, 4-eye, and at times he could be as much as a wide 9 like KT. There aren't too many converted basketball playing 3-star recruits who have that kind of versatility. So, like, in your time, how many times have you encountered somebody with that much versatility who's managed to put it together like he has?
Well, it's early. He's got to put it together in games, and we believe that he will. I think that the way that we recruit, particularly that position, we're looking for size and growth potential, as well as range, explosiveness, flexibility. Guys got to be very hip and ankle flexible. They got to be able to bend at their knees. They got to be able to come out of their hips. He did all that. He was, I believe, the region and state defensive player of the year. And you saw all that potential on film, but when you get to college, you got to learn a lot of stuff. So all those guys that had to go through what they went through and still come out on the other side and keep practicing and getting better, they deserve a lot of credit. With Braden, I could say this, not only is his value big, the edge on defense, the guy's done a great job on special teams. You're going to see Braden Swinson all over the field.
All right.
Did you guys enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
It's good to have some football and some people.
Oh, yeah.
Good. How's everybody doing? We all hanging in?
Good. How are you?
Man, it's for us. This is great. You wish you could keep going and going and going and going. Rules nowadays, I believe you have 75 minutes where you could go full, like live ball. You can tackle. So, and you don't even approach that. You get your plays in. But all in all, I'll get it to you. I believe we had 51 to 52 plays with the ones. Same thing with the 2s, 3s had them. So all in all, about 135, 140 plays. So got some good work and lots of work to do. I appreciate you guys being here, for real though. Appreciate you, okay? Drive safely, okay? God bless.
Thanks, Coach. All right. Thanks, Mario.